Lost people, unexplainable phenomenon, unsolved death cases, scary and mysterious dolls. Today we are going to cover most of the recorded cases that proves that ghosts exist. In March 1973 was 3 months after Eastern Airline Plane 401 crash. Plane number 318, which was one of the planes, installed some parts from Plane 401 and other planes. Stories began circulating that employees of Eastern Airlines and numerous passengers had reported sightings of dead crew members, Captain Robert Loft and Second Officer, Flight Engineer Donald Repo, sitting aboard other L-1011s, including, in particular, N318A. One of the pilot who have been in the middle of the flight to Florida with his co-pilot have reported that they heard a knocking sound from a hell hole, a little room where flight engineering tasks usually takes place. This little room is located downside of the plane, where engineer can have access to the front wheel of the plane. After carefully checked if there was someone locked inside, he found nothing. But he had a huge feeling that there was someone in here. Unfortunately, the room was clear enough and there were no spaces where someone can hide. Finally, now when the pilot decided to go back, his first step into first stair, he noticed the late engineer Don Repo was on his exit watching him and suddenly vanished in front of him. On the other side, a lady who was just a passenger traveling in plane number 318 following her huge scream and panic. The lady mentioned that the empty seat next to her, a man just appeared and vanished. When she was asked how the man looks like, she described exactly how Captain Robert Loft looks like. These stories speculated that parts of the crashed aircraft were salvaged after the investigation and refitted into other L-1011s. The reported hauntings were said to be seen only on the planes that used the spare parts. Gossip regarding the sighting of the spirits of Don Repo and Bob Loft spread throughout Eastern Airlines to the extent that Eastern's management warned employees that they could be dismissed if caught spreading ghost stories. While Eastern Airlines publicly denied their planes were haunted, they reportedly removed all the salvaged parts from their L-1011 fleet. Over time, the reporting of ghost sightings stopped. An original floorboard from Flight 401 remains in the archives at History Miami in South Florida. Pieces of Flight 401's wreckage can also be found in Ed and Lorraine Warren's Occult Museum. The story of the crash and its aftermath were documented in John G. Fuller's 1976 book The Ghost of Flight 401.